In the dark of cyberspace, but Buffy's on the chase. Scammers think they've won the race. They bring their families disgrace. Clicking keys in shadows deep, opening webcams like a creep. A cyber wolf posing as a sheep. No victim left to weep. Oh, but Buffy shining bright, baiting scammers like a knight. Guardians of the online, saving one victim at a time. Emails full of false alarms, but replies with cunning charm. Removing the victims from harm, deceivers and plans to disarm. Behind the screen he stands tall, for justice he'll battle and brawl. No scam too big or small, he'll answer the call. Oh, but Buffy shining bright, baiting scammers like a knight. Guardians of the online, saving one victim at a time. Behind the screen he stands tall, for justice he'll battle and brawl. No scam too big or small, he'll answer the call. Oh, but Buffy shining bright, baiting scammers like a knight. Guardian of the online, saving one victim at a time.
Surprise, I'm back. All right, we are back. I think we got some Indian scammers in the middle of some scams right now. So I have access to a few Indian scammer computers, and I'm gonna see if I can't intercept some victims. So that's what I will be working on today. Let me check my audio levels. Microphone looks good. We got any desktop audio? Yeah, there we go. I hear that jingle. Perfect. All right, let me pull up the chat real quick. Let me open that up. Hey, Milan, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, I've got some remote access to a few scammers in India. Because it is the middle of the day and I finished work a little early, I will be able to actually listen in to see what they're doing. If that doesn't lead us anywhere, I have remote access to some scammers in Southeast Asia. I've got some scam systems in Cambodia, Myanmar, however you pronounce it. I've also got one that I think's in China, actually. So we got some options there that they're chatting to people on Telegram and stuff, so I can try to intercept there. But I want to listen into some of these Indian scammers. So I'm going to pull up their system and see what we end up with. Hey, Instinct Rules, welcome in. For people that do not know me, I am a cybersecurity professional, a fraud investigator, and digital forensics expert. in my free time, I do scam baiting. I say I hack scammers, but honestly, I don't really. I just trick them into executing things, and there's people smarter than me that make those. They make the payloads and they host the command and control infrastructure. So shout out to my buddies that do that. I don't want to call them out on stream. I don't know if they're cool with that or not, but I work with a couple other people as far as getting remote access to systems. I just convince I just deliver it. I get us the access and then, but I didn't actually build the stuff to get the access. That makes sense. But this scammer, it looks like they're not on the phone at the moment. Let's listen into their computer real quick, see if they're talking to somebody. Yeah, I don't hear anybody on their line. Let's switch over to their microphone. All right, sounds pretty quiet over there. So this person is taking a break or is done. I don't know. Looks like they had somebody on the line. They looks like it was a husband and a wife together. We do know what bank they're using. We do not know. They don't have an account number or balance, so it looks like they probably didn't make it that far into the scam at that point. So I'm going to close this one down. Let's check the the other scammer's offline now. So it looks like they weren't really up to anything either. Notes for this scam victim that the scammer wrote. They said taking all of this very casually, but technically dumb customer. That's pretty funny. That system is offline at the moment, so doesn't look like we're gonna get any of the Indian scammers at the moment. I will keep my eye on this other one to see what happens. So if they do start scamming some people again, or this other system comes online from like their lunch break or something, we'll check it out. I was really hoping that they were in the middle of scams and that I could try to intercept those, but that is okay. Let me check out some of my buddies over in Southeast Asia and see what these people are up to at the moment. So these people in Southeast Asia, we've got a few of them are working for fake scam recovery firms. We've also got a couple of romance slash pig butchering slash crypto investment scammers out of Southeast Asia as well. So they use these profiles for these females. And then they act like they are in love or want to have a relationship, and then they end up asking you to invest money or ask like they're in trouble and try to get you to send money. This one I'm pushing to actually meet in person. They gave me an address for what should be a fake condo because I was looking through the files for this condo address and it was listed in like their script or like their persona profile that they're using, their notes about who they're pretending to be. But I also found an address that said, like, for high profile clients that want to send things, I got this address, but it looks like it's like a tow yard or something. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if somebody there is involved in some way. I'm kind of like still trying to track that down, what exactly that is, or if it's just some BS address. But kind of interesting. But I was trying to meet this person at their condo address, and I told them I booked a hotel, and then they backed out and like, oh, we should take our time, even though they live 2 hours away from where I told them that I am. So that's pretty funny. All right, so let me open up this gamer's computer. This scammer is currently looking at a ledger, like a scam ledger. They also have some notes pulled up on the screen that are in Chinese. So I want to convert this from Chinese into English from a screenshot. Let's see what this note says. I feel like I've seen this before. Yeah, so this is a script. So like it's saying like day one, build a good first impression, get to know the victim or the client. They call it client. Comfort them. It's all like brainwashing stuff. It's like how to groom people. Day two, you're supposed to talk about childhood experiences and family. And then day three, you were supposed to establish the emotional bond and work together. So these scammers have information like guides on how to groom victims and how to manipulate victims. I mentioned it on my last stream, but one of these scammers has files called Brainwash, and it's basically the same thing. Like it says, "Oh, this is what you should talk about," and all that kind of stuff. So pretty interesting. This scammer does not look like they're actively. This scammer isn't actively scamming anybody or talking to anybody at the moment. It looks like they're looking at documentation and they have their ledger opened. So I'm going to close this out. See, we got Kreen Sue in. Hey, Kreen Sue, welcome in. So I'm keeping an eye on a couple of Indian scammers, although one of them went offline and this other one's just been sitting idle for an hour. But I'm going to see if I can't intercept some scams from them. And then I've got access to some systems in Southeast Asia that I'm looking at to see if I can intercept some people getting scammed there. Yeah, these Indian scammers aren't actively scamming anyone, so we'll leave them be for the moment. This scammer, what are they up to? Let's see. This scammer is. This one is one of those. I think it's crypto investment. I think this scammer is actually newer because they have a lot of like notes, and somebody made fun of them because they didn't have any customers and they were going to make them like clean the tables or something like that. This one's also kind of scary because I don't think it's this one. I think it was another scammer. There was another scam group. and the scammers were talking to each other, and they were told to like change their profile pictures. And somebody said something about having a like getting their leg broken. Like, I'm not gonna get my leg broken for not changing my picture. And it made me think that those particular scammers probably were either trafficked or coerced. And I don't know, when some of these scammers are coerced or trafficked, I don't know exactly. Like, I don't have much insider info as far as like, is it like jail where they like lock them in a room and then they put them in a cell, or are they kind of like free to go in and out, and like do they have phones where they can talk to people and like order food? Like, that's the one thing I see is a lot of them order food. They do like group food orders and they ask everybody what they want. So like it seems kind of like an office environment, not so much like a jail, but I don't know to what extent they're actually being forced against their will. Yeah, Korean Sue. These Southeast Asian ones, it's a mix. I've got there definitely are the pig butchering ones out of there. There are the fake crypto investors, and then there's also the fake law firms that promise that they can recover money that people lost from scams. So most of the systems I have access to are actually the fake scam recovery law firms or fake FBI and IC3. So I try to intercept some of those, and so that I can keep those people from getting scammed twice. Also, if you all don't know what Burmese looks like the language, it's pretty rad, and you should all should go look it up. I don't think I had ever seen it until this past weekend, but it looks kind of like the Elvish from Lord of the Rings, like the Lord of the Rings movies. It's actually pretty cool. It's like totally different than um any other like Southeast Asian language. All right. This scammer is talking to someone. Uh, the other thing that's interesting about this scammer is they don't have a very long list of. Sorry, I'm looking at something. I noticed a Telegram channel that had a nickname of the person that this was. This person didn't have many Telegram chats, which I thought was interesting. She seems to be talking, or I say she. I actually don't know for sure. I have received video calls from this person and voice messages with like them actually talking to me, but I don't know if it's a like an AI filter type thing that they're using to talk to me and make it look like it's the girl that they're trying to use in the photos, like the photos from. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know for sure. But that scammer like checks in and mentions that I'm just gonna say she because that's who it's pretending to be, and I don't have microphone access. But she checks in and says like which people she's done video calls with, and so I know that the scammer that I have access to is the person doing the video calls, because they will lock the computer when they go to make a video call. They'll like step away. It's kind of interesting. But that scammer isn't actively doing anything. The Indian scammer is still up to the same thing. Let me check another one of these other scammers. That scammer is still looking at the usual documentation. Here's one. This is a fake crypto investment scammer that's pretending to be a female to lure in people, to lure in men to try to get them to invest. Oh my god. This is funny. She messaged somebody. So this particular scammer is they message random phone numbers or like random Telegram accounts and just see if they get any replies. So it's not like the fake recovery law firms where they have the ads and stuff like that. They just randomly message people, and then she messaged this guy and he said one thing: I don't use OnlyFans, or I don't have a login for OnlyFans or something like that. It was pretty funny. Like before she even told him anything, she sent him that random message. There was somebody that said uh the scammer asked, "Do you love me?" And then the guy's like, "I haven't even like met you yet, so no." Like, and she's like, "All right, well then you can delete the chat then." Or this is a he. I know this one is a he for sure. Like, actually, listen. Let's listen to their scam compound. All right, so that's what their little scam compound sounds like. I did get the Telegram account for a victim. So I'm going to message this person on Telegram and then see how that goes. And then if I need to, I can escalate that to a phone call if needed, if they prefer that. So just something, sir, that everyone's aware. My screen is blurred because I do have victim information and I do have scammer screens open. So there's a lot of sensitive information. So I'm not gonna be able to share that on stream. One of the scammers I was just watching asked if I'll order wine from France and you can visit me when it arrives. Okay, how long will that take? That's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to message this guy. I'm gonna tell him who I am so that he knows where the information's coming from. When we're dealing with things where there's emotion involved, it's a little bit different when it comes to. It's a little bit different in how I approach it. If there is emotion involved, then I need to be able to establish who I am and what their credentials are. That way, they don't think it's just somebody trying to some random person. If it's like a money scam, it's a little bit different because it's a thing, and people are a little more hesitant, like not to send money, or it's just it's a different it's a completely different aspect, a different point of view. So I'm going to let him know up front that I'm going to um, I am a fraud investigator and are you currently speaking? Or actually, I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to say, I'm going to establish it up front so that they know that I'm legit. They are a male scammer based in China. This one's actually in China. There's multiple scammers that use the same persona. So, like, I managed to hack this one, and then he handed me off to another scammer that's also using the same name, but just like a um, different Telegram account. But it's the same persona. But he's not talking to me anymore because if I send him messages, I don't see my messages on his screen. It's on the other scammer's screen, and I'm still trying to hack the other scammer. But they won't. They won't. They haven't gone for it yet. I recommend blocking that person on Telegram. And if you have given them any personal information, I am happy to provide you with some resources on how and where to report it. All right. Let me send that to this guy. Last seen recently on Telegram. this conversation that he had with this other guy, he said he didn't want kids. So she said, "Okay, since you don't have time to have children, then I'll have children with another man." That is so funny. She just deleted the chat. That is funny. All right, she is trying to get this. Ah, damn it. There it is. Got it. Got it. I got another name. So the thing about Telegram and WhatsApp chats is I can only see the person's name when they like, or their phone number when they open up that person's profile information. So it's not like I just have a list of all the victims. There are lists of victims in files that I have, but I don't have them as readily accessible as like if you're watching an Indian scammer, they have the phone number right up there and the dialer that they're using. Speaking of, let's see if our Indian scammer is up to anything at the moment. All right, she's asking this guy if he uses crypto. He says that he doesn't plan on engaging in crypto. So it looks like he's probably not going to go for the whole thing, but I've got his information, so let me shoot him a message. Just for time's sake, I don't I don't start off with the phone call for a lot of these people that are just using messaging applications. I offer it to them if they want a phone call. Unless I see somebody actively about to send money or something, I won't try to intervene like that just for sake of time. It's easier for me to like throw stuff, and then if they say, okay, thank you for letting me know, then like that's good enough. That's good enough for me. I don't know what that person's name was, but let me message this guy. The other dude did not respond to me yet. This guy's asking for nude photos. And she says no, or he says no. I will say, I know that this scammer has nude photos on their computer, but he's not going for it. He's not even gonna oblige this guy. All right. I don't have any read receipts on any of. I don't have read receipts on any of the messages that I've sent so far. What is this guy? This guy has a phone number. All right, this guy is also saying that you're here for business, I'm here for love. So let me, again, sounds like a lower risk situation because it sounds like he is not interested in investing. But I'm going to shoot him a message anyways, just to let him know to stop. this number? I don't know what his name is. Let's just put in the phone number as the name. This says that they're not on Telegram. What the heck? That. Maybe that was in her or his WhatsApp chat, maybe. I'm gonna try to message this guy on WhatsApp. Um, on. That. Why won't you let me do this? Please. No, I'm not adding that. Okay, so I can't add this guy, but it doesn't sound like he's going to go for it anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. This guy is definitely in for it. Come on. Click on his account again. She was talking to somebody, but I couldn't get open the... I couldn't get my screen capture open. What I should do is let me turn on screen recording for the remote connections. So I'll have a video if I need to go back to it. All right, there's another one. All right, I got a couple of numbers. She's just clicked, or I keep saying she. This one's definitely a he. The scammer told this person when she started asking for crypto, the scammer asked, "Why are you still messaging me? You should go die." This person says, "You can die now." Hades, something, something very dramatic. I think it's the Chinese translation to English is so ridiculous because they have to translate everything that they send. But it was something about Hades and going to die and all this stuff. Oh, it's so funny. All right, let's grab this guy's name. And I can add that one to my list. I'm going to grab a few more so I can kind of just run through these in one swoop. We got guys asking for photos still. All right, we got a response from one of the victims. I monitor scammers to collect information on them to send to law enforcement. I can see who they are talking to. I can also see who they are talking to and try to intercept before a scam people. Oh yeah, this scammer has a desktop background of like a little anime kid saluting the Chinese flag, which also tells me that this scammer is actually in China based on the information that I saw. Hey, flooding all calls, welcome in. How is it going? I've got access to a scammer system, so that's what you guys see moving on the screen at the moment. So if you all see like this big red splotch on the blurred out screen, this is the Chinese flag and like this character saluting the Chinese flag. So that's what you're seeing up on the screen. So I've messaged a few scam victims. And I'm trying to intercept some of these. This is a scam compound in. This one's in China, actually. Let me just verify that and make sure I'm not BSing here. But this one is that one, which I have marked as, yeah. This one's in China. So if you all want to hear what it sounds like over there.
大毒呢？啊，我操，你大毒，是毒，都不大毒了，我是没开，没开了我就。
So that's what the scam compound in China sounds like. It looks like she sent a message. I think she just sent a random, or I keep saying she. Oh man. I hope this isn't coming through. I hope this is not coming. Thank God my screen is blurred. Oh my God. Uh, all I'm going to say is thank God this screen is blurred. Oh man. I'm speechless. I am speechless right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, this victim sent some photos to our scammer. I don't know if they were actually I don't know if they were actually his or not, but they were interesting photos to say the least. That looked like something that Doc Compton would have maybe had on the screen for one of his scammers, but I happened to come across it on the scammer's computer. It was the reverse. Oh, mercy. All right, so I think that is a victim save. This guy I don't think was going to go for it anyways. He says that he doesn't engage in crypto, but it sounded like he did say that he would block that person on Telegram and said thank you for the warning, and he thanked me twice. So I think that that is a victim saved. The one guy has not responded to my message yet. That's okay. What is this? It's an ad on Telegram. All right, so I'm gonna look at some of these screenshots. I've got a couple of other people that I got down their name. That guy I just talked to. Let me see if I can add this person. Contacts, new contact, phone number for this one. 32. That one. I don't know what this person's name is, so we'll just put in a first name. That phone number is not joined. Damn. So I don't think I have a real Telegram name for that person. This might just be a note that the scammer put in for that one. This one too. Let me try this one, but this might be the same situation. I may follow up with these on WhatsApp to see if these people have a WhatsApp number, and I can kind of go from that. No dice on that one. All right, this one I've got an actual username for, so I should be able to add this person no problem. So let's at their name. And what we will do is I'm just going to copy the same message. And I'll message the guy the same information. All right, so I messaged this guy. So we'll see what we get back from him. It's also much easier for me just to message them on Telegram because I know that they're actively messaging on Telegram at the moment. And I know that they'll see the message. And it's easier for me to do that than to try to find their phone number, which I have done. I did that with the victim a couple of weeks ago. Who has actually stopped texting me regularly, which is good. I think it means that she has some support from adult protective services and stuff like that, and she's making some progress, so she's not as desperate to rely on me to help her. All right, here's another guy, so let me message him. All right, here is a crypto investment scammer that messaged me out of the blue. I got added to this Telegram group or WhatsApp group, I think it was. And then they ended up booting me from the group because I think I was trying to get them to open a certain file and they weren't going to have it. And then this profile stopped messaging me, but now I just got a random message. Hi, this is Chris. We already spoke. But now they're asking me, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm from this place. I'm this years old. Where are you from?" So I don't know if they deleted my messages previously and are going to go back through the conversation, but I'm willing to give it another shot. We can see if we can rope them in. I got one of these, the scammer in China. I got to click on my fake Bitcoin receipt the other day, and the IP address was in China. I say other day, it was yesterday, I think. And that again just kind of confirms it. I know I doing geolocation on IP addresses is not it's not a very finite way to determine where somebody is located. Because anybody can mask their IP address. They can use a VPN. And if you were to go do a geo lookup on that IP address from the VPN provider, it's probably going to be in a completely different country. Which is where we rely upon. There's some different ways that we can get locations on people. The way that I like to do it, if I don't have remote access to someone's computer, the way I do it is I'll use my fake crypto site, and then they will, as part of that process, it will ask them to share their location in their web browser. And then, oh no. Now she's sending like sexual pictures to this other guy. So let's I don't mean to blue ball the guy, but I think I should intervene. It's all part of it. All right, I just messaged him right after he got a message, a photo from this lady. Now she's asking this guy to invest, so she just got. Damn, I keep saying she too. I don't know why I keep doing it. I shouldn't do it. He just sent a sexual photo to another dude. So right after she asked about the crypto. Oh shoot, no, I don't want to do that. All right, so I messaged a couple more people. Now she is randomly messaging people on Telegram. And I'm just like sitting here just sniping these Telegram accounts and messaging the victims. All right, the scammer said, "Stop texting me. I hate you," to another person. Just making sure you didn't send them money. It's actually so this guy claims one of the things that I've noticed with doing victim saves recently is a lot of the times when I've gone to save people, they say, "Oh yeah, I knew it was a scam." I think it's a defense mechanism because they don't want to admit that they got scammed. It's just one thing that I've noticed, and so I don't say anything. Like I don't comment on it, but like this guy saying, "Yeah, I was aware of who she was." It's like, well, if you were, then why did you keep talking to her and stuff? He just messaged her. He said, "Word is out that you're a scammer." All right, cool. So he's done with her. It's actually a guy, man in China. They have okay. All right, so he's done. He's done with that. So that's another one that we can check off the list. That's not going to be sending money. Yeah, flooding all calls. Yeah, an IP address can give you a general location, but again, if they're using VPN, then IP address isn't going to do anything. Luckily, a lot of these idiots don't use VPNs, so it does make it pretty easy. I would say that some of these scam compounds are a little trickier. They use VPNs for their connectivity. Like they come from, I got one to go to my fake crypto site this morning actually, that and it was from United States. But I know for sure that the scammer is not the United States because I have the location from their actual computer. This other guy saying you expect me to believe anything. No, I'm just warning you that this is a same email to lure people in to invest in crypto. And I also like to send articles for the FBI or DOJ. So like I'm going to do the Scam Center Task Force one just because it talks about the crypto investment scam. So like I can send that. The one thing that I've said this on other streams, a lot of these fake law firm recovery scams or like the fake FBI scams will actually they will actually send DOJ articles to their victims to try to legitimize themselves. So they'll be like, yeah, you have to watch out for these fake law firms because they're trying to scam people. And then they'll send a link to a justice.gov, but in fact, they're the same people. I've even had them send an article about that, the Prince Group, which was that one Chinese mobster guy that got indicted for running some of these scam compounds. And they actually sent an article about that, which makes me think that um, either that was like maybe a competitor or actually these part of the same group. Oh God, dude, what are you doing? Oh man. Oh, the things that we see when we're scam baiting is ridiculous. It's all part of the experience, I guess. All right. All of the Indian systems have been offline, so I think these people have started their weekend early, just kind of unusual. It is just today's Monday, right? Yeah, it feels like Friday to me because it is the holiday week, so I feel like I finished the work today and don't really have to do any more work until next week, basically. Oh God, dude, what are you doing? Stop sending these messages to this dude. Oh man, you can't save everybody. That's the hard part about this sometimes. Um, Let me copy this. This profile wants to get to know me again because I guess they deleted the message due to insufficient memory on my phone. All right, let me just send all the messages again and see if they either delete it or if they go for it. Here is my photo. Let's see if they'll fall for this. I'm gonna send them a screenshot in air quotes. See what they say. Yeah, Kareen Sue, the fake recovery law firms and the fake FBI, they all use Telegram. So it typically starts with usually a social media ad on Instagram. Like Instagram's where I see them all, but I know they're on Instagram, Facebook, because they have Meta business accounts and stuff. And then people from there will either send a message on Facebook Messenger or an Instagram message, or in some cases, they link directly to WhatsApp from the ad. So when you click the ad, it redirects you to the WhatsApp app to send a message. And then from there, they will move over to Telegram. And then that's where everything happens, is all from Telegram for the most part. All right, let's see if I sent this scammer a little something. All right, this scammer's getting desperate. He's sending everybody the like these sexual messages. It's just weird. All right, I appreciate everybody watching, but I am gonna take off, unfortunately. I might be back on tomorrow. I may be back on tomorrow to do some more streaming. I do have some work I have to get done, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I will let the pro streamers do their live streams and I'll watch them while I'm taking care of business. But I appreciate all of you joining, and I'll keep you all updated on what we have. Also, one thing I did forget, I am now at over 1,000 subs, so I appreciate everybody. To be honest with you, I really have Pleasant Green to thank for that. So like, thank you, Ben, for featuring me in your couple of your videos, and I know that we'll have more. So I really appreciate what he did to help, and appreciate you all for coming over and following and supporting.